Boy, it is March, and back in the MySpace days, I used to create a blog, not looking for anything, not trying to push anything, not trying to sell anything, not doing any of that stuff, but just like sharing updates, weekly updates about myself. Ultimately, like, I did it for me, and I think it's really fun to look back on, and I still have a bunch of those to look back on, and it's really cool to see like the weekly updates about myself. But I just did it once a week, and it was a lot of cool. It was a lot of fun. My buddy Mark, which if you've watched me at all or know me at all, you know my buddy Mark. He's got a couple of channels on YouTube, and he's doing really well with it all, and he keeps pushing me to just make these weekly updates, or at least a periodic but consistent updates, and I just haven't done it. Found another friend who is into cars and stuff. He goes by Mac Motivates. I'll link everything below because I just want to support everybody, and whatever, anybody I know that's trying to push stuff. Another friend, Deeana, she's got some affirmations that are just incredible, so her channel's great. And then my buddy Richie, like, his channel's booming. So it's just cool to watch everybody, and I'm just like not doing anything. I'm like, dude, I gotta get back into making these updates. So if you've seen my videos before, I say that a lot. So whatever, don't hold your breath, but we're here now, so that's all that matters. I've missed a lot of travels. I've missed a lot of stuff that's happened in the past year, or whatever it's been, 6 months since I've updated. I think I was in the car in Florida last time I updated, so I'm in the car in Indianapolis this time. It's cold and wet and rainy, so it's a typical springtime. Other than that, like the updates, so I don't want to go back too far because I would have no idea where to even start. So I'm gonna start with like today, or at least in March, and we can kind of talk about stuff when we cross that bridge, because I don't want to just go back and talk about the past. A lot of cool stuff has happened, but it's not that deep. I'll talk about it if we get there, but for now, this is what I'm up to today. And I just went and grabbed a little bit of caffeine. I got these caffeine water. It's funny because it's True North, not sponsored or any of that shit that people's supposed to say on here or whatever. But it's water with infused with mind energy blend stuff. I'm not really a fan of energy drinks or any of that stuff, but I am unfortunately addicted to caffeine, like most everybody. So I'm drinking one of those. So the main focus that I've been up to lately is artwork. Again, if you followed me over the years, it's I've been trying out a lot of different stuff. Still doing the health and fitness stuff, not like I was. I'm not pushing it or anything like that, but that's still a focus of mine, although I have put that on the back burner for artwork, which is a little bit backwards. I shouldn't do that. My health is first and foremost, the most important, because without that, like, what's the point of doing it? Like, if I don't wake up, I mean, that's extreme, but if I don't wake up, that's the most valuable thing I have, is my life, is me, over money. So it's like, I actually heard something yesterday. It was like one of those motivational talks or whatever, and they were like, if somebody gave you $1 million, would you be pumped? And everybody was like, yeah, I love $1 million, But it was funny. He was like, okay, but if somebody offered $1 million today, but you couldn't wake up tomorrow, like this was your last day on earth, would you take it? And of course everybody said no. And he goes, okay, well then automatically you would be way more pumped about $1 million than you are about waking up, but you value waking up more than $1 million. So why aren't you pumped about waking up every day? Generally, it's because you do it every day, so it just becomes the normal. But it's not a given. It's not guaranteed. It's not any. So to just be grateful for the day that you woke up today is probably like the most important thing you could do. So be grateful for it. And once you create that gratitude, that feeling of gratitude inside of you, it sort of has a ripple effect on everything you're doing in life. So you end up being grateful that you have food. You end up being grateful that you can take a shower. You end up being grateful that you have a job, and then you say, hey, I get to go to work and not I got to go to work. Two very different meanings behind one little letter change, but makes a huge difference on your life when you start to see like like how grateful you can be for every little thing in life. And then, like I said, the more you do it, the more you become grateful for what you're doing, and the more that you attract to become grateful about. I've lost track of that, is what I'm getting at. But luckily, a good friend of mine, Deeana, she's also an inspiration for me to start back this YouTube. She has a YouTube channel with affirmations and just all around like being grateful, that kind of stuff, and it's incredible. And that inspired me to get back on here. My buddy Mark, who hikes and travels and sells photos and all that good stuff, he's inspired me to get back on YouTube for many months. Just found my buddy Mac, he's on here doing his thing. Richie, man, he is killing it. Like, yeah, there's so many people doing YouTube, and it's just awesome. And you know, if you're a friend of mine and you've got a channel and I missed you because I'm scatterbrained and forgot or whatever it is, I'm sorry. Just throw me a comment and I'll add you to my list of, like, isn't there like a list, you'll have to forgive me, there's a list of like favorite channels and stuff. I'll throw you down there, and we can all just support each other and whatever. But yeah, so basically what I'm up to these days, really just focusing on artwork. I mentioned those guys in my last video. We're still going, we're still cooking. Our Discord, I think, has like 300 and something people in there. We got a lot of paid members now. It's pretty cool. A lot of people are making money in there. It's pretty neat, honestly. I'm the man behind the scenes in all that. Like, I'm not big, which is another reason why it's been sort of a struggle for me to get on YouTube, is that I'm not big on showing myself to the world, if you want to call it that. Like, I do, but yeah, it's very specific. So I'm trying to branch out. I'm getting better at all this a little bit at a time, and I finally got up the nerve to get back on here and make a video. So, you know, if I talk over myself or stutter or whatever it is, it's just all part of the process. You know, that's the stuff that comes with growth and comes with it's the path that you need to take. You have to suck before you get good at something. Like, that's just the bottom line. Like, of course there's some prodigies out there and whatever, but for 99.9% of us, we suck before we are ever good at anything. So that's just kind of the growing pains of it all. So as somebody that's been behind the scenes most of my life, it's very difficult for me to just put a post up, you know, or reach out to somebody and say, hey, even if it's a friend in a text or something. Like, it's still pretty difficult for me to do. This is the second video I've recorded because I'm it's just what it is. So but for the artwork side too, like, I'm building my Uniques and Oddities brand. I've had it for almost 2 years now and have been all over the place with it, but I decided a couple months ago to turn it into a creative brand of sorts, my creative brand. So it's no longer just the Wizarding World stuff. It's no longer the Harry Potter. That's incorporated into it, but it is just a kind of an umbrella brand for all of my creative endeavors. So I have my Harry Potter side, or Wizarding World side, and I also have like portraits I've been making portraits now, surrealism portraits. I'm not doing senior photos, that kind of, no. There's plenty of amazing people out there that are already doing it, and I'm just not interested. What I am doing though is crazy looking portraits, and I'll show you guys some examples. And then I'll link all of my links and whatever below. But I have a Patreon that I made a year ago and a Discord that I made a year ago, and I haven't done anything with either of them. So what I did was I sort of revamped the tiers on the Patreon. The Discord is going to just be a community of creatives, basically, just helping each other out, giving each other honest feedback, a place to sort of meet people to collaborate, and that's where we're going to start. I've already set it all up, just got it all finalized, but it's always been live, it's always been there. I have a link in my social media descriptions and stuff, so I'll put all that stuff below too. I'll link to everybody's channel below, and again, if I missed you, please let me know. sitting in a parking lot and somebody couldn't find their car. So, oh, there he is. So on that note, I park in the same spot every time I go anywhere, just because I have a tendency to forget, or I don't pay attention. My therapist told me I don't pay attention enough. She said it really nicely, but that was the bottom line, is that I don't pay attention. I'm the type of person that I'll look at burnt out light bulbs and get fascinated by that versus what I'm supposed to be doing. So look at me look up like it's not the middle of the day. Anyway, this is long and drawn out. I don't want to keep rambling, but that's sort of some of the updates. I don't know. There's so much going on, so I'll have to sort of keep better track of it for next week. A lot of these creative projects I get into, I don't do them right away. So I don't do them, but I don't finish them right away. And I have a second YouTube channel for my Uniques and Oddities brand, which again, I'll link. And that's where all my creative, like I said, that's where all my just creative endeavors are gonna go, and YouTube. Also in the Discord, I'm going to have weekly, just like come down and I'll put on a video of myself, like a live stream kind of thing. And we can all get in on it and chat, and hopefully that'll work. And I'll just do some edits, and we can just kind of like maybe collaborate while I'm like showing some stuff that I'm doing, or some behind the scenes, or like how-tos, or and then bring on some guests and be like, hey, this is how, you know, this person does this, and this is how this person does this, or this is their setup, or whatever it is. It'll be a good community just to kind of like share some ideas and to help each other out. That's really all it comes down to. And in order to sustain it, you know, depending, I have 3 different tiers on my Patreon, and that'll just help me, you know, keep going doing what I'm doing. And I don't want to exploit anything or anybody, but in order for me to like keep up with stuff, like I'll have to charge a little bit of money. But just like anything else, it'll just be a learning experience for me, and get better as I go. But yeah, I think that's it for this week. Letting go of the expectations, letting go of the need for anything. There's no pressure, there's no nothing. It's just for me. We'll go from there, and then see where it goes from there. If you want to, you know, keep me motivated, keep me pushing, you can like it, subscribe it, whatever it is. I don't know all the cool stuff to say, but yeah. I love you guys. Peace.